I leapt out of the house and ran toward Olga's cabin. The camp leader stood in the thoroughfare, abruptly waiting for me. I thought you would come. I didn't reply, just bound inside, packing my winter clothes into bag and ran out. Come on already, it's time. Oh, it's the same ending. Can we skip? No. In a minute, we stood at the bus stop together with the other pioneer. Everyone here? Began Olga. You live in out camp today, and I'd like to tell you something important. She was vivacious and last words. Oh. I hope that you remember that time you spend here for lifetime, and that you will retain only pleasant memory about Sovonok. I also hope that you become at least a little bit better, manage to learn something and found new friends. Just come back next year. And this time bring condoms with you, fucking teenagers. The camp leader turned away. It seemed she was trying to hold back her tears. I didn't expect her to get so emotional, but I completely agree with everything she said. Perhaps it was the first time that I didn't turn deaf ear to her. I think I'll miss this camp. And even Olga. I thought, if this is the start of a new life, then why not come back here once more time? Oh, it's over, like, so all these girls that I don't know. Sovanok was far behind. The week had passed like an instant and come to an end. But that was the beginning of something new. My new life in a new world. Together with Sylvia. The moon was shining, making everything as bright as day. Beyond the bus window, endless field was buzzing on occasion dressed up in a grey but no less cheerful outfit, decorated the distance with the dark green of the mighty forest. Anyway, the surroundings were the last of my concern right now. I was enjoying the moment. Sylvia and I were sitting in the last row looking at the other pioneers. Ahead, Juliana was going wild. She was running through the cabin and shouting. Lena was reading a book and Alicia was sleeping. Seemed like this world is absolutely normal. And it doesn't really matter how I got here. If everything turned out so wonderfully, I become a different person. Meet Sylvia. Oh, Sylvia, what are you thinking about? Life. And how is it going? Just great. She laughed softly. Haha. You know, let it wait a little. The bus is rocking me to sleep. I will take a nap if you don't mind. Sure, go ahead. She raised her head on my shoulder and soon fell asleep. The immediate arrival at the district center and a new chapter in my life didn't worry me at all. When you are on the top of the world, small things don't bother you. Therefore, I fell asleep as soon as I felt tired, with no fear of anything. Day chok chok chok. I love this day. It's a day that do chok chok chok. There are no dreams that you don't want to wake up from. It's like one floating down a warm river toward a place of beyond the horizon, blissfully watching the vain world hiding behind the cloud. The past is left behind, its echo do not tear you so, and the future is right here. You just have to reach out. It doesn't matter what is awaiting you there. The very process of immersing yourself in the fairy world of serenity and happiness is itself much more important. I always believed that the universe was once in this state and one day it will return to its again. Our life is just a blink of an eye, just a second in compared to the universe. The birth and the death of the stars is a minute, and those of galaxy are hours. But even of all that, all put together will not even be a day. Nobody think how to live each second, so does it really matter what each drop in a stormy river running beyond the horizon of existence does? Oh, he woke up! It's just a dream! This is horrible. Kind of horrible. I open my eye and stretch blissfully. I had no desire to stand up as I felt like I was in perfect bliss, muffled in the blanket. After all, I don't have to go anywhere. As usual, actually, and don't have any plans. So why shouldn't I just sleep? I roll over and start at the old worn wallpaper cover in the canvas wall. I wonder how long ago the last time they renewed this room was, and why does here have wallpaper instead of bare wood anyway? Vegas warming bell began ringing somewhere deep in my mind. I throw the blanket away, jump, and for furious began to look around. Yes, I was in my flat again. At first I was paralyzed. The shock was so strong that my brain was unable to process what was going on. I just stood and gazed at the screen of the monitor of the table beside me. I couldn't think. I even forgot to breathe. Finally my mind began to clear. What happened anyway? I fell asleep on the bus going to the district center. Yes, something like that. And Sylvia was sitting by my side. And now I'm back here. Seemed like during the week I spent there in the camp, I had gotten too used to the fact that I'd never returned to my private life, that now just have no idea how to react to all this. After all, at first my main wish was to get home. But in the end, everything was like in a bad movie. At last I had come back, but I am still shocked. No, I felt no fear. I was rather interested but upset. After all, I already made up my mind to start a new life with Sylvia, leaving all my problems behind. Insult, suffering, self-exploitation, unfinished affair, and plans for the future. Oh. Obviously, that life could not be worse than this one at last. But there's no returning to it now. On the other hand, if someone had told me a week ago that I would be sent into a different world just like that, in a blink of eye, I would not have believed him. So, what makes such a fantastic event happen again so impossible? Moving my leg was difficult. I went to the kitchen, I got a glass of water and returned to the room. The ice-cold liquid with a disquieting aftertaste of bleaching power river my sound degree. Now I have to decide what to do next. Suddenly I realized that I could not bear the silence. After turning the computer on, I launched a random song in the player and managed to calm down somehow. And seriously speaking, what can I do? Recently, I realized that absolutely nothing is up to me. By someone, well, I was bowling out my usual word and then sent back. No answer were found during the week in the camp. What's the point of a spectacle now? I must forget everything that happened like a bad dream. Maybe this were just hallucination. I don't really care now. Oh, Sylvia's gone. The only thing that prevented me from completely forgetting this short period of my life was Sylvia. I recently recalled her smile and all the time we spent together. From the meeting on the very first day to the night in the forest and our departure from the camp. My heart furious jumped inside my chest, spirit oppositely pain all through my body. I like her at the first sight. So gentle, caring, understanding. Just like that enemy heroine. What was her name? The one who helped the statistical fellow like a deal of depression? Antisocial fellow like me who... Is he talking about Welcome to the NHK? And if you think about it, there are no such people in real life. Sylvia asked nothing in return, needed no encouragement, never expected to be understood by praised for her work. She just was being herself, a girl that cannot exist in real life. Oh, come on, there are people like that. If you think clearly, that's really exactly what she was. It seemed like I'd been seeing one single week-long dream. About the pioneer camp, Soviet teenager and their camp leader, about warm summer night and gathering around fire, about lighting heart children games and simple human joy, about one moment that lasts a week and the everlasting summer. Everlasting summer! He dropped the title. Come on, look at your room, it's worse than Olga. And you talk about Olga. But not just seeing. I've been there. I was part of everything. My eyes unwillingly filled with tears. Not tears of pain or despair. Tears of sorrow and bright melancholy. Even if everything is over, I experienced something that most people could never even dream about. Sylvia's image flashed in my head, brighter and brighter. I would love so much for her to return from the camp with me. Maybe I have nothing to offer her now, but my entire life is still ahead of me. I guess I learned a lot of useful lessons from this event. I couldn't help thinking that it all seemed too perfect, like it was writing according to simple plan. A loser hero, a fantastic incident, and a wonderful transformation. I guess it's not possible. Not in this life. Will I become the person I was before only a day or a week later? Well, it's the most realistic course of the event. One thing for sure, I'll never be able to go back. This is the end? About a month has passed since I returned from Sovanok, or to say more truthfully, since I woke up. I returned to my usual life as a loner, suffering the internet for day, going outside only to shop, as expected to begin to suit me again. Well, obviously, moment of melancholy and depression occurred. A person like me just can't do without them, but they lasted no longer than usual. Expect this time when, while sleeping, I returned to that summer that necessary camp. But after awaking, I tried to banish this thought as soon as possible. After all, what's the point in dreaming of become wizard? Even if miracles happen, and I was proof that they do, they happen completely independent of us. Their word sweet doesn't give you a sweet taste, regardless of how often you pronounce it. But nevertheless, something has changed in my existence. Formerly, I didn't think ahead, didn't really care how long I would live, whatever 1 week or 40 years, but now I look forward to it optimistically. Okay? Not like I try to change anything or to become a different person, but the world now seems more understandable, not simple to friendly, not too friendly at all, but just understandable. Before I just couldn't cope with some event or fact, though I kind of realized that they were there for a reason. Now I started to see life in something simpler than what happens for best. Or at last it happened and I can live with it, and if I can't, the powerless in the case, I guess I start smiling one more often. Or at last I didn't carry that look of deep universal frustration 24/7. Even my acquaintances on the internet obviously noticed some change in me, and their options agreed that these changes are good. Now I think I am ready to live on, thanks to Sovanok and its inhabitants. Without them, I wouldn't be able. It was the beginning of January. The city had barely recovered from the New Year hangover. The streets were almost empty during the day, not to mention the night when the only stranger walked down the street seemed extremely busy with some business, rushing somewhere for reasons that couldn't wait. I had no such reason, I just decided to have a little walk. It is necessary to get some fresh air, something. A winter night is the best time to be alone with yourself. I always thought that the true solution can be felt in a crowded rather than the burning hot desert, boundless pain, or on top of a mountain covered with snow. In the stream of people, words, thought, and expression, everyone had their own aim and directions, and I was the only one strolling among them, discerning no attention from others. Maybe they like vectors, moving in different directions. They never meet and the sentence coordinates. It is the same thing here. These people are walking, running in one direction, and I am dragging along the other. But did I feel lonely? Before, yes, but now, highly unlikely. In the bright building light of the city, the noise of cars and the swelling crowd, I enjoy heavily a symphony of silence. But now the situation is slightly different. They just me in the streets, so I am alone not only with my own self but with the whole world. Being a sand grain in the desert is not the same thing as being water drop in the ocean. In the crowd, nobody noticed me. Nobody paid me any attention, but now everyone who speaks out at the window or see me while driving past will think, why can't he just stay home? Maybe he has some urgent matter. So was he mad or he just drunk? I never like standing out from the crowd when it is not appropriate, so opposing society was never an option for me. But now it was different. As if I tried to tell everyone, look, I can be happy too, you need UTV and you hot chocolate, but I just need to snow. The night, a dark room and a dull monitor screen. Look, and I'm not any worse off than you. I felt sadness in my heart, but it was a serene sadness. Do I really need the thing that they have and I do not? Maybe I have something much more valuable. Like Slavya? I didn't notice how I came to this bus stop of 410 route. This being back memories. I sat down on the ramping in my bucket trying to find cigarettes. However, the bag was empty. Fine, I crumbled it and threw it in the bin. Maybe I'll get healthier. A lonely star was shining in the sky. Today I read on the internet that, according to the calculation of scientists, one of the most beautiful astronomical events has already caused to exist and we'll see it only decades later. Maybe this star has already exploded as we and now only beautiful image of the night sky somewhere near a lost planet on the edge of the galaxy. However, why does one of the another things exist? Is it simply because it's just there, has shape and can be touched? Or is it because we believe that it is exist? At first thought the answer is simple. But on the other hand, even if this star is gone, we can still see it at a cold night. Maybe it helps someone to get out of a snow winter for us, give someone hope or a bit of warmth to someone else. Could a simple astronomical object that exploded God know when do all this? Can a billion of people believe in something that doesn't really exist, but belief itself never made any object real? At last, none that I have ever heard of. The snowfall grew stronger. Now it was a real snowstorm. Midnight. Will my carriage turn into a pumpkin in a few moments? Maybe the return from Sovanok is the end of my own version of the Cinderella tale. Even so, is it really a bad ending? Why? Any tale contains at last a bit of truth. I remember Sylvia stood up, shook off the snow and went slowly into the night. I felt no sorrow, had no regret. Maybe all this is just another episode of that tale, that warming dream which I wanted so much to continue. Why can't it repeat if it's happened once already? And what if I met Sylvia in reality? Every story has its beginning and end. Every story has its own outline, something content, key point, prologue, and an epilogue. And there is no book which, if you read it again, will not reveal a new detail you didn't notice before. Every story has its beginning and its end. Almost every. Okay. Sylvia story, yeah. So yeah, goodbye Sylvia. Soviet game team, thank you for playing this game. Welcome back. So this is the bad Sylvia ending. I think this is the bad ending. So we going to do the good ending now after this video. So we will see you next time as they're like. I'm very impressed that they use the Dreamtale engine. The Dreamtale engine is a free engine for making virtual novels, and I was always thinking it's like a cheap end thing to do virtual novel, but look, they make a very wonderful game using this technique. I'm very happy they make something like that.